can't, to reality hit them niggas. And it seems like reality take a long time for this nigga to snap. Especially if nigga rapping and something about that rapping nigga brain. He think he got life at 35, 30. He think he still got nigga one good song that's gonna get him on. You can't market no 30-something-year-old rapping nigga home.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Before he gets into that, before we hear what Curtis King has to say, I just want to say what I have to say. As a 32-year-old hip hop artist, independent artist who has been able to do a lot of really cool stuff, it's like he's wrong and right at the same time. Let me explain. That I wanted to do anyways. And shout out to Curtis King. I need to check out that platform. And I'll go through his stuff. As a matter of fact, since I got it opening it. Is that just the JPEG or the actual thing? Okay, cool. Okay, hear this. So, why Charleston White begs men to stop rapping after 30? I'm 32, about to be 33, so this is directly talking to me. So, what does he have to say? That's what we're gonna get into, and we'll hear Curtis King.
He think he got life at 35. He think he still got one good song that's gonna get him on. You can't market no 30-something-year-old rapping nigga home.
Wow.
The
Wow.
Outliers, a controversial figure, Charleston White, made some really interesting comments when it comes to age and it comes to rap as men.
Years ago, I told this dude because he was a rapper. Well, he was trying to be a rapper, and he was passing out CDs. And I'm like, man, this is outdated. I'm like, that shit is like niggas don't got CDs no more. He thought I was hating.
That okay.
Yeah, you was, man. You was.
Oh, what was it say?
That might have been all he had in life, that last
I
one.
was trying, nah, but I was trying to put him on game. Like, man, no,
Just letting you know, if you've never seen content by Charleston White, he will very quickly go in and out of what he considers a character.
Yeah.
And so you may feel a little bit of trolling energy. It's probably because it's accurate.
like listening to your CD, bro. We can't even. They don't even have them in car players, like cars no more. Like, I'm just trying to put him on game.
Yeah, everybody don't need to be put on game. Yeah, some leave, some bill. Don't you ain't always gotta go on the long clock in the graveyard. Let that nigga stay bill. Keep him hope alive. Sell him some hope. Yeah, some niggas don't need game. Some niggas need some bullshit hope.
Damn. That's a
Wow.
great introduction to who Charleston White is.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
like when you in last place running track and your mama jump up and say, "You can do it, baby, keep going." I would just walk off the field. Yeah, like run track, I be in last place, my mama jump up, like, "Baby, you can do it." That will make me quit. Some niggas you don't need to just lie to like that. You gotta just lie to them.
Who in a straight face?
You need to be lied to. Especially them niggas trying to rap.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So, me. What do you mean,
Uh-oh.
Charleston?
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
lead them niggas on with a lie as long as you can. To reality hit them niggas. And it seems like reality take a long time for this nigga to snap. Especially if nigga rapping and something about that rapping nigga brain. He think he got life at 35, 30. He think he still got nigga one good song that's gonna get him on. You can't market no 30-something-year-old rapping nigga home.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Before he gets into that, before we hear what Curtis King has to say, I just want to say what I have to say. As a 32-year-old hip hop artist, independent artist who has been able to do a lot of really cool stuff, it's like he's wrong and right at the same time. Let me explain. You can market a 30 something year old. Why? Because there's other 30 something year olds that are working, that are trying to push their dream, that are trying to do these particular type of things. You can market it. Now, is it gonna be different than the typical, you know, youth as far as like, okay, we could just, get him swagged out, make sure he's got this, and this, da 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 da, because we see what that is in a Drake. There was this video that I want to look at, and it was explaining the difference between Kendrick and Drake and the difference between aging and maturing. I would say someone like a Drake is aging versus a Kendrick is maturing as far as their music and maybe their own life in general. You know, the artist that Charleston White is talking about is a very specific rapper and not all rappers. And that's why I like hearing Curtis King's thoughts and opinions on this because he would be one of the other rappers. I would be one of the other rappers. We aren't the typical, like, trying to push, like, being on the streets or um, selling drugs or shooting up, other black men, none of that stuff. So there's people in their 30s, in their 40s. I understand a lot of his stuff is trolling, but it's just all like, and again, you gotta look at how some people are raised, um, and take whatever it is that anyone says and form your own opinion. I think that was a big part of me growing up is just forming my own opinion. You would hear certain things and be like, okay, this person said this, that sounds about right. Let's, go after it and not do extra research stuff that is opposite your thoughts and opinions of things, research stuff that you normally, it's just different to expand your brain. Now, as far as like the sad thing is that I see it often, especially in 30s. And there's a video that I seen, and it may have been on Curtis King channel, or it may have just been a clip in general. But hip hop's the only genre that people seem to want to keep. It doesn't want it to mature. Like the quote unquote powers that be doesn't want it to mature. It wants it to stay at a particular level. And I don't think that I don't think that that's right because it's the only genre that does that. Almost the only medium that does that. Because the example that I heard in the clip, look at a lot of the New York Times best-selling authors. A lot of them are in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. You know, they get cheered on for writing past 30. The longer they write, other genres of music, rock, punk, country. These people can sit up there, drop an album in the 50s, and no one's just like, what are you still playing your guitar for? You don't hear that. But with hip hop, oh, what are you doing still rapping? Aren't you too old for that? Like, but it could be, again, hip hop is a fairly young, it just literally has a guy, it just, at 50 years old, you know, that lets you know as far as maturity and as far as how long that ish takes. But let's see what Curtis King has to say. That was funny
It's
though.
something about Charleston White's delivery that makes me want to know more about why he has come to this conclusion.
Yeah.
First of all, it don't seem like it comes from a malicious place, and second of all, it don't come from a place where it's like he's mincing his words. You're like, that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. Why do you say that after 35 we just need to give it up, or who needs to give it up?
You got to be ready to crash out. A few of your partners got to be young enough to go to jail. Nah, nigga, past 30, stop it.
So you think that's the mark for rap? 30 years old.
Really, once your brain start developing. So around 25, 26, 27, if you don't look like you got it, stop.
When I listen to this now, I think what's important to know is that it seems like he's talking to a certain demographic of rappers.
Exactly.
Still have aspirations for the record business.
Mhm.
Have aspirations to be like on BET. Have aspirations to be
Yeah.
a superstar, to win the Grammys.
That's
right?
what I
To have
was.
all the
That's what I
crazy
was saying.
streaming
It's a
numbers, the social
very
media viral numbers. I
certain
think he's talking
rapper.
about those. There are rappers that are around my age that are still holding on to the idea that they can be an 18-year-old phenom. Nigga, you're 35. It's
Yeah.
time to rearrange those goals.
Yeah.
Nobody said to quit.
Yeah,
It's time
exactly.
to rearrange those goals.
Yeah.
Because now the optics have changed.
Yeah.
Let's not try to be a hater to anybody. Your demographic has changed.
Exactly.
Now, if you're 35 and you're trying to appeal to 18 and 19-year-olds, there's some that may even call that predatory. What are we doing?
It's time to reevaluate. But you can't keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. In your 20s, you was known in the streets for rapping, or you coming up on your 30s. By now, you probably got a kid, a woman that has that, believe me,
Damn.
live together. And she's supposed to rest her future on you becoming a rapper when they don't sign rappers no more.
Can you be mad at the information? This is not an attack. Why the
Yeah.
hell would I want to cover a video about somebody that I feel like is maliciously attacking older rappers when I myself am considered an older rapper? Even though in the grand scheme of things, I got 40 and 50-year-olds that still call me a baby.
Yeah.
I've always said for the longest, there ain't nothing wrong with whatever your age is and having aspirations and dreams. With this added caveat, as long as you're taking care of your responsibilities
Yeah.
and you're doing what you can to make ends meet.
Yeah.
To me, that's just, in my opinion, the definition of what being a stand-up man is.
Yeah.
You take care of your responsibilities. If you have dreams, you fund those dreams. You don't ask people around you to fund those for you, especially the deeper you get in your 30s and
Yeah.
eventually your 40s.
Rapping niggas ain't getting signed and getting money no more. Rapping niggas got to show up already with money. Yeah, they got to already have the following. And these niggas ain't got it. Yeah, no, there ain't nobody riding around listening to these shit. Their friends ain't doing it, their girls ain't doing it, nobody.
There are niggas in their 30s right now who are irresponsible, whether they are rapping, whether
Yeah.
they are on
Yeah.
the corner begging somebody for money. Now, nobody homeless. Somebody with the full capability to get out there and work, and they sitting out here pandering to homies, asking homies to make like food. We're not talking about the successful 30-year-old rappers.
Yeah.
You gotta stop putting them in that bunch because it's an insult to them. Those are businessmen. This
Yeah. If y'all, want to see what else he has to say, definitely go check out this video. I've seen it before. I don't know if he had to take it down and put it back up. But everything that he's saying, Curtis King, I agree with. And with aspects, it's like what Charleston White is saying, it's not wrong for that type of artist. You know what I mean? It's not literally, it's not wrong for that particular type of artist. But there's a lot of context missing, and that's not every artist, or what every artist is trying to do. I know for me, my thing is being able, and the video is called Why Charleston White Begs Men to Stop Rapping After 30, and that's on Curtis King's channel. For me, it's being able to consistently generate the income that is needed to sustain a healthy, productive lifestyle off of my thoughts and ideas and my creations. And what people don't realize is that takes time. You actually getting it off the jump is actually the worst thing, because you think that that is supposed to be consistent. The shit goes like this, man. Up and down, up and down, up and down. And no matter what it is that you're doing. So that's why when I hear stuff and people saying that rappers need to stop at 30, if you're talking about like the block or the thing is, you just need to be authentic. If you're actually doing that stuff, that no one can get mad, that you're talking about your life, but a lot of times that isn't your life. It may be your life as far as you go to the club. Like, honestly, this goes back to the whole flying the girl out stuff as far as that. That the dude on there sounds like he's the rapper that Charleston Rap is talking about. He may not even be a rapper, but just that whole dumbass choice of choices, like that pattern of thinking plays out in different things, and it's just all like there is a different way of doing things. You know, you can be, it may not be this person selling out stadiums, da, 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 but you may be. It just may not be the big stadium that people know, but there's pretty much stadiums in lots of different places. Like, it can happen, you know, but we just need to stop thinking that our success is one way and that making it is only one way, because it's not. There's plenty of examples. Curtis King being one of them. You know, like, this is the time, and I'm realizing it more and more myself. You know, that's why I'm taking advantage of this, because I'm just all like, oh, okay, I know what I'm able to do with this later. You know, so if you made it this far on without this being a chopped down version, then kudos to you. You are the MVP. But yeah, Curtis King is an example, you know, and the thing is, I got to open up for him and Merce back in 2012, 2013. I think it's the Paid Dues tour. They came through Texas, and I was on one of the shows opening up for them. And to see where he was at then, to seeing what he's done, to seeing where he's at now, a lot of it is following in some of the same footsteps. Him and artists like Blueprint, you know, Merce, you know, like them having books that just made me. And with Merce, it was the comic book. Like, that's like, for me, my first book is a fiction book that I wrote. You know, Blueprint, his was like a nonfiction story about like the album that he was doing at the time, you know, which was really dope. And I got to see a lot of parallels with his life and mine, you know, that was really cool. Curtis King's dropped as far as like different things, like as far as for helping artists and different things like that. So it's dope. That's why I listen to what he says, because as far as a version of success, as far as feeling successful, I would say that what he's got going on would be close to like what my version of being what it is that you can do with this. It basically is that. There's different aspects, but when I put my list together of like examples of what it is that I'm trying to achieve, and people who have that, I'm just all like, Curtis King is one of them. I could definitely say that.
Yo, the black sheep of the black sheeps. Yo, it gets grim when the pen reaps. Silence when the honor one speaks. Gotta work while everyone sleeps. Can't sleep on the work that I do the beats. Being ready for the return to fall. Maybe I should be asleep, but these full moon vibes got me in the deep. Emotional roller coaster strapped in my seat, ready for a trip to find what I seek. Passing through the galaxy into my office, translating thoughts into deep science. Got the sun in my pocket, build your resilience. So when the next winter cycle comes, I prepare with no loss.